Lots of people are telling me that they really dread a Labour government, but they're so angry with the Conservatives that they're considering not voting at all or voting for reform. And if that describes you, then this message is for you. Every day on the doorsteps here in Penistone, Stocksbridge, Dodworth and Chapeltown, people thank me for being brave, for standing up on the issues that we all care about. It's actually a very humbling experience, and I'm really grateful for people's support and encouragement. But often the same people tell me that they're so frustrated or angry with the Conservative Party that they just can't bring themselves to vote Conservative. For so many of us, the last few years have been hugely frustrating. Despite voting to bring down immigration, it's gone up. Despite voting for levelling up, COVID lockdowns damaged education and caused huge inflation. We've seen political parties fail to challenge destructive ideas like the idea that men can be women, or that we should be ashamed of our own country or our own history. But on every single one of these issues, I have stood up for what's right. On illegal immigration, I was one of just 11 Conservative MPs to risk being thrown out of my party for challenging the Rwanda bill because it wasn't strong enough. On legal migration, I called out the scam of the care worker visa scheme, which has now been ended. I lobbied for a raise to the minimum salary for work visas and cuts to student dependent visas. And net migration will fall by hundreds of thousands this year as a result. On lockdowns, I campaigned for children, our children, to be allowed back to school, for vital businesses to get back to work, to minimise the damage to our economy and the inflation that resulted. And on common sense, I have repeatedly called out the nonsense of gender ideology, and I've secured a review of sex education in schools and new guidance for schools to end the indoctrination of our children. Guidance that Labour have said they will now scrap. And let me tell you that the last few years have not been easy for me or my family. On a personal level, it's very challenging to be attacked in the media or on social media, or to see leaflets like this pushed through the letterboxes of my constituency and my community and my friends. But I haven't shied away from speaking the truth, because I believe that as your MP, it's been my duty and my responsibility to stand up for my constituents and also for our nation, even when that's in conflict with my party or Westminster or the media. If you believe in what I'm doing, if you want me to continue to represent you, then please vote for me. If you vote for Reform, a party that can't win here in the Penistone and Stocksbridge constituency, then you just make a Labour win here more likely. And let me tell you what that means. Keir Starmer says he wants to change Britain, not protect Britain, not defend Britain, not restore Britain. And Labour have said they'll scrap the Rwanda plan, even if it works. They'll have no qualms about raising taxes, even on pensions. And they have huge plans for constitutional reform that will make it even easier for lawyers and judges and international courts to overturn the will of Parliament, the will of the people. If we do have a Labour government, then we're going to need courageous, honest and experienced MPs in Parliament to deliver opposition to the sweeping changes that Keir Starmer wants to bring. You know that I can and will do that. You have the last 5 years as proof. But if you vote for Reform, or if you don't vote at all, then you won't have that strong and courageous and effective voice in Parliament. You'll just have another Labour MP towing the Keir Starmer line. So please don't vote in anger. Vote in the best interests of our country and our constituency. Vote for the only candidate with a proven track record in putting principles before politics and country before party. Please vote for me, Miriam Cates, on the 4th of July. You know exactly what you can expect if you re-elect me as your MP.